Hey everybody, welcome back to Age of Bison. Platypus Slayer here, coming with the game 2 of our semifinals of our 2v2 tournament that's been going on throughout this summer. I am joined here today by my good friend and co-caster Stefan. Stefan, how's it going?
Hello, hello. I'm doing very well today. And yourself?
Fantastic. For the viewers, of course, chronologically, everything should come out in a nice even flow because our maestro of thumbnails and all things social media related. McCleaves has been doing a great job, I think, to keep everything nice and organized as us casters just throw a random assortment of games at him and say, here, do something with it. Um, but no, I'm actually doing really good and I'm looking forward. This was a great series. Frank the Tank and Daro, of course. Uh, it's been a while since I've casted, so I can't even spoil the game one, but I do believe that was Frank the Tank and Daro took the game one. So Danny and Lewis, though, looked very strong and gave him one hell of a fight. So, on paper, Frank the Tank and Daro are kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not overdogs, but the guys to beat, right? And Danny and Lewis, kind of dark horses throughout this tournament. Now here in the actual semifinals, looking for a shot at the big prize. So I think without further ado, I am gonna start this going. Look at all the cool stuff in the map. And Stefan, would you please explain what your thoughts are on this map, this matchup, and any sort of predictions?
Well, this is Sanguine, and this is for Euro Sips. This is the closest thing you can possibly have to a vanilla match in DE. Whether or not any of the civilizations at this point realistically resemble what they were way back in 2005. But this is a matchup and a map on a map that you would have seen back in 2005, and some of those principles are still going to be in effect today. So, looking at our situation here, we got Frank the Tank and Darrow sitting there with French and with Dutch, and German and Brits. What I figure we'll likely see is Frank the Tank and Darrow go for FFs, given the fact that Dutch really does not like to camp out in age 2 if they don't have to. And we'll likely see an FF out of Germany. And the question is, what are we going to see out of Britain? And we're looking at the Freeville card loss. I'm going to see something different. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to do a Brit Dome, or we might be seeing something different. And like I've said before in the previous casts, this is, to me, the most interesting aspect of this current patch, with seeing the Brits meta change. And it's one of those ones where I really hope that the pup changes that are out right now, this one isn't in there, and they keep that 3-bill card out. Just
well,
because we're seeing some real dynamism here.
definitely though, of course, many Brit mains quite unhappy with the change. That being said, it looks like Daro there snipes a treasure, and that is absolutely huge. I believe that was
Yeah.
wood. The thing about Dutch, while they don't like to stay in age 2 forever, the whole Civ is designed around this kind of like greed, eco boom versus getting out of the age, right? Um, in teams, as long as their ally can cover the anti-cav, they might be able to just bank spank, so to speak, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
go into 3 with a huge economy lead. But that being said, you're right. Germany can also FF, and Brits is a civ that you do not want to sit in age 2 forever because they will build all of the villagers and then all of the musketeers and right click you. So uh, expecting quite a bit of. I would say you're right. Like this game should be decided in age 3, but we might still see a good amount of age 2 kind of positioning.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's any civ that can do whatever's needed, it's France.
Yep.
And so, and given that they have, those musketeers available in age 2, and looks like he's set up for even maybe going for the French Royal Musketeers in his deck, we should be seeing a lot of those on the being able to provide anti-cav. So we might be seeing exactly what you're talking about there, Flat.
Exactly. So looking at the decks here, France, we just already took a peek. Pretty standard French deck with some anti-water, right? This is Saguenay. All of the civs here can benefit from water, but they aren't necessarily super strong. Well, actually, no, Brits are pretty darn deadly in water, and Dutch can do some good stuff. France and Germany are probably the worst European water civs. but they still have some anti-water. Other than that, pretty standard. Other than, like you said, the House of Bourbon, which absolutely can bring some crazy utility to France. Brits aging up with the Naturalist, so yep, he just settled for the 2 Infinite Vills. Other than that, pretty standard Brit deck, other than a focus on Grenadiers. That is not something you see every day, but I do love it. As a Humbarachi lover, right? Myself, I do like to see other civs using an underutilized unit. Now, Danny opting for a pretty standard domestic violence. Oh,
Well,
okay.
I hope Age of Bison isn't monetized, because if it is, it just got demonetized.
You're right. I don't even know. I would love to hear the backstory. Perhaps you shouldn't. Perhaps you should not tell me the backstory between that one. That definitely was a good deck name. Now looking, though, it looks like a forward barracks from the Dutch, who are up first. Taking a look at their deck, Team Water. Looks like he already sent the pikes. Or no, he's
That's
overpopped. That's what it is. Okay.
very interesting. He overpopped into sending pikes instead of 700 wood.
Yeah.
So he's preemptively sending these for the expected Ulan spam, I believe.
Either Yulons or trying to maybe rip down the racks from Brits. You know, again, part of losing that 3 Vil, they did lose a lot of tempo, but it's okay. Daro sees it, yeah. But I mean, it's already up. They might be able to get this stable though. So, you know, something, Danny, if you're watching this, a little German tip: always build with their settler wagons. It's just so much more effective because that stable would already be up. But it looks like the racks is up. The 8 pikes on their way. Frank opening with Hussar. Skirm's already out, and they have quite the force already here. Now the question is, will this go up in time? It looks like it will, though. They're just content to burn down the racks.
But yeah, fun fact for those watchers at home, the settler wagons build, I think it's 2.5 or 3 times the speed of 1 Vil. So they're even more effective than gathering.
Yeah. You know, and it's literally, yeah, like you said, it's the equivalent of 2.5 Vils. That being said, okay, it looks like they've already decided that this is going down.
Ooh, that pop is not going to come out.
That's close. And now look, oh dude, if these okay, he does not see the villagers, so this second stable will go up, and the Ulans quick to react. But you know what? There's still a lot of pikemen there, and those Ulans getting snared. Okay, he is killing though a lot of the Hussar. 23 Vils though, 16. Well, I mean, settler wagons makes it a little bit tricky to tell, but these Ulans, they're not doing bad, but he's already lost a good number. This is looking rough. Minutemen called. Good call there to get those Minutemen out ASAP, because this is quite the rush, and if you can't stop it, it's going to be GG right off the bat. Brit Musk now trying to kill these pikes. With the pikes down, the siege of the Dutch now severely limited. And looks like Dutch content to build more skirms, getting a wagon behind it. What is Germany trying to do? Oh, making Ulans. You know what? I don't think he has enough. Those Hussar, yeah, good cav micro there.
Yeah.
But also pretty good micro from Danny.
Ooh.
Gets the Ulans on top.
Oh, there.
And now they have to run off. And you know what? I don't know. That Dutch mass is good, but it looks like Team Los Mofokis, they live for another day. But France now adding another trade post. Daro, I would imagine, he's going to start getting the bank spank rolling, right? So 3 banks.
Absolutely has.
And yep, those skirms are just going to be a nuisance here. They need at least another batch of Ulans, I think, to think about taking this fight. Silversmith now coming out. That will help. Ooh, Daro's like, oh
they're
no.
just going for it.
That could have been deadly, but can't blame him. Not wanting to piss away the Ulan masks. That's going to be the decisive factor here, because with only 1 Rax, Brits are going to really struggle to get, you know, meaningful contributions. And look, the French Hussar mass. Now they've sent the HP card. This is deadly.
Oh, Germany just missed a batch of Ulans. He only got 1.
Tough.
Feels bad, man.
The domestic
We've all
violence.
been there.
Perhaps he is the victim now of the violence. Another batch of pikes coming in though. Good job though. I really like both these players here. On most mofokis trying to snipe units as much as possible. That being said, yeah, this French Hussar mass is going to get deadly. It looks like he added a second stable, and he's under a lot of pressure, but will he be able to get some more Yulons out? Oh
He's going to
no.
get
Oh,
them out,
okay.
and it's going to go. Well, yeah. Another nice pop there.
Something too is you could have sold some food if you're in this desperate a situation. Again, this is Platypus, the hardline capitalist, I guess. Oh, raids.
Ooh.
It's going to hurt Brits. Darl at 24 plus Banks, 28 CD, 38 Vills though. Okay, so Lewis still able to boom pretty significantly behind this. The German hand cap for damage comes in, so these units are going to a little bit better. I think it's like
Yeah,
3 or
Louis
4.
is
Wait, no,
pumping
that's the
out.
French one. Is that the French one? Yes. Okay. Yeah, the French I1 came in, not the German one, which I should watch the fight, but afterwards we'll check the deck.
Yeah. So right now on Danny and Louis, as they've got those pikes in there that are just enough of a danger to keep that Oolong
Mm-hmm.
mess back.
Still, though, all those skirms are a huge investment from Dutch, and it's going to take one bad
Absolutely.
move. That being said, they should have the better economy because they've been able to boom through this. Germany too also really needs to get a house out like right now, or this batch won't be efficient. Nope, those
Oh,
musketeers.
we got the house, and are they going to get caught out here?
Oh, only gets one.
No. Ooh. Okay, good.
Look at all of those Hussar. That is just
It's a
that is
lot of.
deadly. Now is he going to send the Team Callum hand over attack? Guess it won't matter because here comes the big fight. I think good unit control too by Nilla Ninjas. Hmm. What would you do in this position, Stefan, if you're Brit and Germany here, kind of pinned in this corner? Cool theory.
Yeah, this is a tough one to be sitting here and knowing particularly that there's the banks thing going in the background. Of as toxic as it might seem, I would throw up some walls and try to go longbow here.
Yep. Ooh, longbow, really good against skirms. Ooh, big raid there.
Ooh.
But looks like they're able to catch it fast. But with that whole army pulled down, they do lose another military production building. Darrow just sensing. He's like, there's a coin mine in Germany, building all these Ulans, it's not cheap. So
Yeah, absolutely not. 100 coin each. It really hurts.
it does. Is Germany going to try to age behind this? Not a bad idea, given that these H2 Ulans have kind of hit their maximum utility. I mean, look at that. They're doing
Absolutely.
slightly less damage than the Hussar with like half the health almost. Definitely not a trade that you want to be doing with Germany.
Yeah. So I think that is a wise decision to try to get out here.
Got Badaro already up there himself with the Exiled Prince for the fast age up. We've got 4 banks, so pretty kind of standard. He's like, I know. He's got to be in one of these mines. So,
oh man, yeah. Oh, look at that scouting. It's beautiful. He knows where every single coin mine is on the map.
and again, that is so key. And it looks like now we're gonna. Ooh.
Oh. Oh no.
And now Lewis. I mean, again, Brits can kind of afford to lose a lot of villagers because they make so many. But when you're already behind, you need to not lose any. Looks like longbowmen now coming out. Or at least that was the shipment. We'll check here. France is
Did
almost
he
age
go
3.
up with the adventurer or did he make them?
I think he made them because he came up with the naturalist. So, and there's no longbow shipment that I see.
Oh yeah, he's making them.
Exiled Prince, I would assume, yeah. But again, really good call then from Team Nilla Ninjas, just kind of being confident and just saying like, you know what, These are vanilla civs. I should be able to back up. I should be able to remass. Like, I have the map control. Things should be okay. Brit does have to come out eventually, unless Brit gets water, which is always kind of a danger um, that you want to look out for. But I really like the position here. Yep, infantry combat coming in for Dutch. I would expect they're either waiting for Falks or you're just waiting to get all their vet techs and just smash that button.
More than likely. What is Germany gearing towards right now? What's Danny?
He
He's
ships
going
skirms.
Stern. Okay.
He really needs to get that vet tech for the Ulons, though. He's overgathered in coin. Good
Just
deal.
to see. Oh, and Hows too.
Mhm. Common German thing. And
Yes, it is.
what's this blue? Oh, the scout. Ha!
Oh man, cheeky.
Okay, these have got to be still not vet Ulons. Ooh, here goes Morvilles. You know what? They might be able to catch this army out. Yeah, Frank positions and then realizes this is not a good fight for him. Decides to back up. He's getting a lot of goons now, though. Veteran Hussar, so he's got
Mm-hmm.
all the cav units. We've got veteran halberdiers, very underutilized Dutch units. And I think we might be gearing up for the final fight.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, he needs to get these skirms in ASAP.
I know the feeling that Danny has right now, where you have this huge cav mass and you just can't get on top.
No. I, yep, I think the GG getting
Oh,
called here.
yeah.
Um, yeah, once this mass was gone, this cleanup, it would just would have been a steamroll from here. I don't really see how they'd be able to come back.
No, at this point, that's too much.
Well, you know what I mean? I kind of said at the beginning, this is like a legacy match. This reminds me of a legacy game for obvious reasons, right? Even
Mm-hmm.
in the era of DE, I don't think we saw anything that kind of crazy out of the ordinary, and it was like a classic DE fight of battle for map control, back and forth. There's no like super combos. I mean, this was an absolute like almost like a duel between these two teams, right? Back and forth. And just that early momentum, Frank the Tank and Darrow took by taking out the first racks, never allowed Britt to get a huge musketeer mass. They were able to, survive the Yulon pushes. Danny doing a good job of kind of moving around the Yulons, pushing them back. But ultimately, once French started to kind of roll a bit, I just think it was the stronger civ. And by the time Germany got to age three, these other civs did. And the advantage that it would have preferred to leverage was too little. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. This is very much was a pleasant, non-gimmicky, straight legacy AoE match. This is the usual comps that you expect to see, the usual sort of plays. The Brit boom, you saw the muskets, Cav out of France, you saw the Ulan raids out of Germany, you saw the Dutch going into their, banks into age 3. And perhaps maybe the one quirk that's less, vanilla-esque is that Dutch sent those 8 pikes first. And like you were talking about, that is what allowed them to get out that barracks before they got any units out. And that was a huge momentum changer. So,
Definitely.
really good match.
Well, this was a fun one. Definitely, I think a classic kind of match and matchup. And I think both players all played to their civ strength. It was just, again, the tiniest advantages at the beginning. And despite some really good plays, a few times they almost caught that skirm mass, right? I mean, it was definitely not decided, I would say, up until like perhaps the later half of the game when the odds were just stacked against Danny and Lewis too much by that point. Looking now at the post game, yeah, France, lots of resources. Danny has a good deal less, which probably had to do with the fact he was cutting into his eco to stay in H2 for so long. Again, Germany doesn't really
Hmm.
benefit from staying in H2 for super long. In general, all of their economy is kind of tempo based, but oh,
Yeah, at least when you're playing it more with the silversmith route. If he had, was going down the new lawn fair route or something like that, then that's a situation where you can camp. This was very much, it was Ulan heavy, it was coin heavy. This is the normal Germany behavior that you'd see, is if they have to stick out in age 2 for a while, they're going to suffer.
Correct. Looking at the military population, especially by team, right? They take the initial, then it was really close neck and neck, but
It was really close.
all right around 10 minutes to kind of take it, and then yeah, they're just not able to fully recover. And I mean, still at the end, they're only about 40 unit difference, but it was the age up, right, that really sealed the deal.
Hmm.
And the addition of veteran Halbs and Goons that sealed the deal. So that was fun. That was a nice, like, I'd say pretty clean, about as clean of a game as Age of Empires 3 is. And both players should be, teams should be pretty happy with their performance. I know Danny and Lewis, they do go down this round, but they fought pretty good. And I'm sure in the moment, like, it always feels bad to lose when you get kind of contained. But I hope upon rewatching it, they can look at this and realize that they took some top level players to the ropes. You know what I mean? And were able to push back and keep them honest. I mean, these guys weren't just like right clicking your base. You made them respect your prowess. So I'm sure they're happy. And if you're Frank the Tank and Daro, this has got to be feeling good because, like I said, this was a good, clean game, and your mechanics and your strategy just pushed through in a majorly clean way. So, Stefan, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, that was about it. No, I just want to see more matches like this in general. Go back to basics, go back to the, sort of legacy aspects of the game in a lot of cases. See more games like this where it's age 2, age 3 brawls. And it's good stuff to see.
It was really enjoyed it, and if you've made it this far, let us know what you think. We really appreciate it. We've actually gotten a lot of traction over the last month or so with subscribers and community feedback. We really enjoy hearing all your guys' input, right? Because it is a community game, and we are here to show off these awesome teams to the community. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I think, like I said, this is game 2 of the semifinals. We'll cast game 3 here shortly. And the finals, the prize pool is at 250, and it's split between 125 to the winning team and 125 for the best game. So again, if you think this or another game is a candidate for game of the series, please let us know. We will be taking in as much feedback as we can from both the Discord server, from the players, and then from you guys as well. You guys watching it on YouTube or wherever it is that you're viewing this. So uh, we appreciate all of it, and we look forward to see here now if Danny and Lewis, Los Mofokis, can, kind of pull a Cinderella story. They're down, I think, 2-0, but they've certainly haven't been, blown out of the water, and there's at least 2 more games to play. So I hope to see you guys on the rest of the series, and we'll see you on the next one.